In this lecture, we are going to graph three functions: y equals absolute value of x, y equals absolute value of negative 1/2 times x, and y equals absolute value of x minus 2. Let's start with the first one. We may let x choose different values. I plug in right here. X equals negative 2, and absolute value of negative 2 is 2. So negative 2 and 2 is going to be a point on the graph. Negative 2 x, positive 2 y. You see down here. Yeah, this is 2. Okay, so then we have a negative 2 to this point from here. Yeah, is on the graph. Similarly, negative 1 you plug in, you have an absolute value of negative 1 is 1. So you have a negative 1, 1, this point is on the graph. You plug in 0 here, absolute value of 0 is 0. So you have a 0, 0, origin is on the graph. You may plug in 1 here, absolute value of 1 is 1. And then you have a 1, 1, 1, 1, this point is on the graph. Absolute value of 2, you see you plug in 2 right here, and absolute value of 2 is 2. So you have a 2, 2, this point is on the line. Okay, is on the line, like that. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Negative 1, 1, negative 2, 2, negative 3, 3. Okay, so actually on the right hand side is a straight line going up. On the left hand side is also a straight line going down like this. Okay, so basically you see on the right hand side that's when x greater than or equal to 0 right here. Then you have an x, y equals x. On the left hand side that's when x less than 0. Okay, and you shall see this line, the equation of this line is negative x. Okay, yeah. So then you have the graph like this. Alright, that's the graph of the first one. The graph of the second one looks complicated. Y equals absolute value of negative 1/2 x. Note, negative 1/2 x choose absolute value. It's just negative 1/2 choose absolute value times absolute value of x. Okay, yeah. So then you know absolute value of negative 1/2 is just 1/2. So this equation y equals absolute value of negative 1/2 x is just y equals 1/2 times absolute value of x. You plug in negative 2 right here. You see, it doesn't matter where you plug in. Okay, you may plug in here, or you may plug in here. You shall get the same value. Okay, look, you plug in here negative 1/2 times negative 2, so then you will have a negative 1/2 times -2. You know, there is 1 downstairs. You cancel these two, negative, negative. So it's coming to be positive. So you get 1. Okay, you get 1. And then you choose absolute value. So it's 1 here. You may also plug in -2 here. And then -2, choose absolute value is +2, and 1/2 times 2 is 1. Okay, so -2, 1, -2, 1 is a point on the line. You plug in -1 here, -1, you plug in here, you should have a -1, choose the absolute value is 1, 1 times 1/2 is 1/2. If you plug in -1 here, you got the same thing, because -1/2 times -1 is +1/2. You choose the absolute value of +1/2, you still have 1/2 here. Okay, so this point is basically what? It's basically -1 and +1/2. And so you shall see this point 1, x is 1. Okay, here x is -1. You plug in x is 1 here, x is 1 here. You got absolute value of 1 is 1, 1/2 times 1. Absolute value of 1 is 1. 1/2 times 1 is 1/2. So this point is 1/2. 1/2. Okay. Yeah. And then you may plug in 2 here. Yeah. 2 upstairs, 2 downstairs cancel each other. We have a 1. 1 times -1 is +1. And then 1 times -1 is -1. You choose absolute value, you got +1. It's like this. Okay. So in either way, you plug in 2 here. Absolute value of 2 is 2. And then 1/2 times 2, you have a 1. So you have this point is on the graph. Okay. Of course, you plug in 0 here. Absolute value of 0 is 0 times 1/2, you get 0. Okay. You can plug in 0 here also. So -1/2 times 0 is 0. And then, 0 choose the absolute value is 0. Okay. So basically is that you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points from here. Okay. So that will be the graph like this. This graph is actually the flattened graph of this one. You see previously here is 2, 2. Now here is 1 unit down to 1. Okay, flattened 2, 1. Here is 2, 2. And here is 1, here is 2, so it's 1 unit lower. Okay, so it's flattened. And here is like on a diagonal. Okay. If here the coefficient, here is 1/2. If here is 2, that will be different. Okay. Then it's going to be more sharp because, you got to try yourself. Instead of flattened, previously was like this. Flattened is the one like this. And if this coefficient is greater than 1, it's going to be like that. Okay. So this is for the coefficient 1/2. Now let's look at this one. Still, we want to input -2 right here. Okay, -2, choose absolute value is +2. You always subtract the 2 in this case. So 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, you may plug in +2 right here. So again, absolute value of 2 is 2. 2 subtract 2 is 0. So basically you have a -2, 0, -2, 0, and 2, 0, 2, 0, this point. Yeah, so you have 2, 0, -2, 0, those 2 points on the line. You may plug in -1. X is -1 is right here. You plug in -1, choose the absolute value, you have a +1. 1 minus 2, you have a -1. Okay, so basically this point is -1, -1. This point. Okay, similarly, you plug in 1 here, absolute value of 1, subtract 2 equals absolute value of 1 is 1, subtract 2 is -1. So down here, this point, I probably should draw the picture more closer to this point. This point. Okay, this point is 1, -1. Okay, and so you have a -1, this point, and you have a 1, -1, 1, -1, this point on the line. And then you plug in 0 here. Absolute value of 0 is 0. You all the time subtract 2. Okay? And then 0 minus 2 is -2, so that will be this point. Okay? This point is -2, 0. Okay? So basically, this graph is what? Is 2 units down. You want to write here 2 units down from this one. Okay. Please review those 3 examples. I'll see you next time.